Therefore, your idea must be connected to what? Your purpose, your passion, and your promise. Three things. Your idea must be connected to your purpose, your passion, and your promise. And if you guys flip over the page, you see a sheet there that I'm going to just allow you guys to do it for homework, or we might give you a few minutes to do it before you leave. But you see a sheet, you should see a sheet with some questions. It should be 10 questions you can ask yourself to figure out your purpose, your passion, and your promise. And I'm just going to go over those real quickly for those who are watching. I'm going to go over those. So the first question is, what are you really passionate about and love doing? Number 2, who inspires you the most, and name one person you would trade places with if you had to. Number 3, what are you good at naturally, your gifts, your talents, and abilities? Number 4, what is it that people normally ask you for help in? Number 5, what is it that you will regret not having, doing, and becoming at the end of your life? Number 6, what brings you joy, and what do you hate so much it saddens you? Number 7, what are you willing to suffer for? Number 8, what makes you lose track of time and forget to eat? Number 9, what do you want to be remembered for? And number 10, what do you think God created you to do? Y'all can go ahead and take a minute if you want to just pencil in something. So we already went through the first part. The first key was what? You're one thought away from financial freedom. One idea is all you need to become financially free. Now we get into the second key of the book, and your homework is going to be to read both chapters, of course. If you have not already, you need to go back over it. So believe in yourself. This is huge. So what you believe you can do is all that you will be able to do in this world. What you believe you can do is all that you are going to be able to do in this world. It's not what your mother believes in you. It's not what your spouse believes in you. It's not what your friends believe in you. It's what you believe you can do. Because how many of y'all know there always going to be somebody that says they don't see you going where you see, you really want to go. And how many of y'all know that, sometimes God can put something in your heart that's much greater than what people might even see you're capable of. But how many of you know, as long as you believe, you're more than capable of carrying it out. I love Doretha Brand's advice. She said, act as if it were impossible to fail. Just imagine if every day that you woke up, you went at life like it was impossible to fail. And I believe I asked the question, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? And these are some things that will really help you figure out what you really, really are passionate about. So what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Okay, success is a journey, not a destination. The day you decide to believe in yourself and act on your idea is the day you become successful. The moment you write down that idea, I love with one I call Earl Nightingale. I call him my. He's dead, long and gone, and I pray he's in heaven. But I call him one of my mentors from afar. He put it this way. He said, success is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. That's amazing. So basically, he said, once you go after that worthy idea, you already are successful, and you're just grabbing a hold of it. And what's amazing about going after what's in your heart is that a lot of people don't know, because they never do it, that you find more joy in going after it than when you really have it. After you have what you're going after, you're like, okay, what's next? After you write that book and it's printed and you start selling it, you say, okay, what's the second book I'm going to do? After you start that business and it's successful, you say, what's the next business I'm going to do? So you have to go after that idea, because there's a lot of joy in going after what's really in your heart. You cannot allow fear to stop you. You have to go after no matter what you feel. And I'm going to tell you, this is one of the things that is going to come up against you. That thought in your head that's saying, okay, I'm doing this, but I still need to do something else. You have to put everything into this and don't worry about what your mind is trying to tell you. Because a lot of people go after their passion, go after their dreams and their desires, but they have a plan B. You have to be willing to say, look, This is my plan. Plan A is all that I need because I believe in it enough to go after it. James with his company. Like the moment he decides to say, hey, now Pitts, I'm going forward with this full time. The moment he decides to do it, he can't afford to look back and say, man, GM still calling me. He got to just say, look, now Pitts is what I decided to do, and I'm going after it. And we're going to talk about, and that's why I really mentioned, I didn't really go into it. Remember I said your idea should be connected to what? Your purpose. What else did I say? Passion. Your passion, and what else? And I said your promise. And the reason I said those three things is because I'm not telling you just to grab a hold of any idea that sounds good. I'm telling you to connect with the idea that you can look 20 years from now and say, I'll still want to be doing this 20 years from now. Steve, if it's you looking into real estate, if you could look 20 years from now and say, I still would love to own 1 million houses. Or I still would love to, I find pleasure in it. I like doing it. I'm not going to say, okay, I started in real estate, but now I'm going to go and do something else. No, it's something that you see and you really want to do it. That's why you got to search your heart so that you can step into that realm where when it gets tough, you still can stand because you can do it for free. It's what you're passionate about. And that's why Warren Buffett is where he is. A lot of people look at him like he's, some demigod or something, but he is where he is because he really loves what he's doing. What about Bill Gates? He really have a passion about it. He really have a passion about it. And remember what I told you guys about rich people and the number one thing about them that we must possess? I said certainty, right? Mm-hmm. One of the things that Bill Gates said in high school, he was bragging to people, listen to me, he was bragging to people how he was going to be a millionaire by the time he was 30. Mm. By the time Bill Gates turned 31, he was a billionaire. Mm. So what is that saying? What you speak goes before you, and you can actually surpass it if you really believe. That's amazing. He was bragging. He was telling his friends, oh man, I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 30. I'm going to be The guy turns 31 years old, and he's a billionaire at 31. Isn't that amazing? That's absolutely phenomenal to me. I was reading that, and I was like, this is great. So what am I saying? You got to speak forth what you really want. Once you find your passion, wake up in the morning. Oh, man, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful that I own 10 buildings. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful that money is coming to me and my business is thriving. I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful that I no longer have to punch that clock because I have people on my team that's punching the clock for me. Are y'all understand what I'm doing? Because where I want you guys to go, you can't get just using your hand and your feet. You got to put your mind into motion. You got to start using your mind. How can I write out the plan and then begin to act? So I talked about Earl Nightingale. It said, in every profession, I love this, there are millionaires from janitors to investors. In every single profession, there are millionaires. And that's what people don't understand. So remember, I'm talking about you need to go after what you really love. And so what you have to understand that even if you love cleaning houses, you can think of a way to set up a company where you can do what you love and still be very wealthy and very successful. And I think that's where people fall short. We teach them that, hey, the only high-paying jobs is this, that, and the other, and we never allow them to really exert their creative ability to open the company or the business that they really like. Because how many of y'all know people seek out the people who are the best in every category? If you're the best pilot, guess what? My mother said she wanted to be Michelle Obama. I guarantee you'll be flying them around. If you're the best musician, I guarantee you get invited to the White House to sing or to play for them. Are y'all understanding? So when you're the best and you perfect what you really love and you go after it with all of your heart and passionate about it, there's no telling where you could be at. There's millionaires in every profession. I love this. You were born not just to merely exist. You were born to dominate. Put dominate down on your paper. You were born to dominate. The creator of everything we see and know said, write the vision, make it plain for others to read it and run with it. One thing I love about this in Habakkuk 2:2 is it's saying, it's not telling you to run with your vision. It's telling you to write a vision down and make it plain so that other people can run with it. So guess what? That means God knows that each of us have a bit of visionary in us to be able to see something and write it down so that other people can push it and go after it. I thought that was absolutely amazing. Using your idea, and believing in yourself, you will be able to go where you belong on top. Put on top on the paper. You can only do so much with your hands and feet, which I said leverage is the key. In order to really become wealthy, you must learn how to leverage. Leverage what's your most greatest asset is our time. You have to learn how to leverage our time. If I got 15 houses, I don't need to be going to all 15 houses. I need to call a secretary or somebody else to be going that I can trust. So how many of y'all know the reason, remember I told y'all why people bury their gifts in their businesses and everything? The reason why they don't leverage is because they refuse to trust. So you got to learn how to build relationships so you can trust people to be able to leverage. Do you know what's wrong with a lot of small businesses? The thing that's really wrong with a lot of small businesses is that people are afraid to trust people. So they say, I don't want her at the cash register. And how many of y'all know if you're not willing to trust people that you hired them. If you're not willing to trust people you hire, then you can ever live a fruitful and a free life because you're always going to be worried about what they're doing at your establishment. And how many of y'all know that's worse than the drug dealer? The drug dealer, everywhere you go, he got to look back and forth. So you got a real business and you looking back and forth because you can't trust people. That's not right. So I said, by using your idea and believing in yourself, you will be able to go where you belong on top. Now watch this. And whatsoever you do, I love this, you have to learn how to do it with all your heart as unto the Lord and not unto men. And I've sought this out so much because how many of y'all know, if you be honest with yourself, there have been areas of your life where you know you really haven't given your best. You know you're just doing enough to do what? To get by. And you know as long as they're paying you what they're paying you and you're putting in the hours that you're doing half a job for them and half a job of relaxing for you, right? So if you transition that and in everything you do, you learn to do your best, guess what you're going to do? You're planting seeds for your future. Whenever you go above and beyond in anything that you do, you're planting seeds for your future and you must be repaid for your works. So I'm going to say that again. Whenever you go above and beyond and do more than you are asked to do or give your best, you're planting seeds for your future. And how many of y'all know the easiest place to do your best is where? In the place that you really want to be. The reason why most people don't give their best is because they don't want the place that they're at, they don't really want to be there. They're thinking, I hear a lot of teachers, like, hey, they don't pay me enough. But if she really loves what she's doing, she's giving her best. Whether they're paying her enough or not, that's just the bottom line. And if she does that, guess what's going to happen? If she stops speaking that, she's going to eventually reap that benefit. Bonuses are going to come. Different things are going to happen. But sometimes we stop our money by what we say. So now teachers, as you're watching, I want you to begin to pronounce that they pay me too much. And watch what happens to your life. That's awesome. Like even with you, Lance, you're transitioning. So you got to say, okay, it looks like they're kind of stabbing me in my back. I done worked hard for them. But you got to have the mindset that attracts wealth because it's not real. It's your mind. Your mind can either cause money to stench from you or it can cause money to come to you. I'm telling you, it's the truth. And I'll tell you this, the more you speak negative about your finances, you can push it away too. And a lot of people don't know, but go sit with billionaires and millionaires. Go in their office and see even how they speak. See the difference between how they speak and other people speak who don't have much. They speak with confidence. They speak with boldness. They speak normally positive. Why? Because they understand that they have to create a certain atmosphere and a certain environment for them to reap what they have already sown. Okay, the last thing, you must learn how to do what? Throw your heart at your dreams. In every area of your life, so many people fail to do their best and throw their heart at their dream. It's a shame. We have to learn how to say, this is really what I want to do. Even with this company, Reverse Financial Dilemmas, I had to sit there and I really had to search my heart and say, can I see myself doing it 5 years from now? Can I see myself doing it, helping people with their personal finances 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now? Can I see? I said, yes, this is a lifetime thing for me. I love to help people, and I hate poverty. So I found what I really hate, and that was the area where I was really most passionate. So me going down this area is something that's natural for me because it's something that I really, truly love, and I'm willing to Start wherever is necessary because I already know where we're going. You understand what I'm saying? I already know where we're going. I don't need a pat on the back. I don't need nobody to encourage me. I already know because we're already working the ground. We're already allowing the sunlight. We're already watering it. We already got the plan in motion. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And now it's all about what? Persistence. It's all about keeping at it. Today say, oh, Eric Lee Brown, Reverse Financial Dilemmas, they're the best inspiring people to go to the next level. They have made more people millionaires than anybody else. And then you look up and say, why did that happen? I started speaking it. I started acting. I started to persist. And I said, we're going to give our best even from the ground. We're going to give our best even from the ground. So let's go into real quickly. Let's go to some practical steps. So we talked about today to really shift your mindset about money so that you can see money as an idea. And we also wanted you to come into the reality that one idea is all you really need. We want you to really search your heart. What is it you really are supposed to be doing? And now I want to get into some practical applications. So let's talk about value your money, practical application. So if you do not learn how to value your money, you will never be able to do what? Manage it, save it, nor multiply it. What I mean by valuing your money, you have to pay attention to every dime you spend. If you can't tell me you like money and you don't know where your money is going. And a lot of people say, I want to be rich, but you haven't taken out time to really see where you're at. And I used to be like that because I used to see that I only had enough to get by, and sometimes if we be honest with ourselves, it can be depressing looking at your financial situation in those kind of situations. But what I've learned, if you look at your financial situation without a desired end or a goal already that you have set, it can be depressive. But if you look at it with the goal, or you look down and then you look up at your goal, and then you can see that it's not as depressive as it used to be because you're focused on going somewhere else. You understand what I'm saying? Your situation that you're in right now is not where you're going to be forever. And I used to tell myself, it's only a matter of time. It feels so good. It's only a matter of time before I'm out of this situation, in the situation that my goals is presented to me. So you have to learn how to value your money. So number one, I want you guys this is part of your homework and everything. I want you to first and foremost download Receipt Bin because you can take pictures with this app, and it's a free app. And once you take a picture, it adds up all the money that you're spending. But what I want you guys to do is really categorize it, though. So if you spend, just say by next week you spend $100 in food, I want you to come in, hey, I spent $100 in food. I have everything categorized in every amount that you spend. That's the first step to valuing your money. And so when you take the picture, it makes it so much easier because you got everything already there. So once you take the picture, it adds it up for you and everything, and you're able to categorize it, and you really can throw the receipt away if you want and just download the receipts into your computer. So number one, keep track of every penny you spend for the entire week. Number two, categorize each item, for example, food, clothes, gas, etc. Bring totals for each area to the class. One of the big things, not only about just keeping track of your receipts, is organizing. A lot of people, their finances are unorganized, so you have to get an envelope for that week. Monday, Tuesday, when you get whatever you need. I have a little binder that I got from the dollar store in my car that I put my receipts in. I put each receipt in the binder for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But the more organized you are, the more you're showing value towards something. How many of y'all know what we really respect? Like if you go in somebody's house and the first thing you do is take off your shoes, that's a form of respect. So that's one of the things I want you to do. And then 3, download Receipt Bin, Mint, and GroupMe. Receipt Bin, Mint is a budget app, and we're going to really get into budgeting next week.